Here we go with game one of the Reshiram theme deck versus the Zekrom theme deck. So I've already shuffled up, so we'll go ahead and draw 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then only one basic, so it's not looking very good. And I'm hoping it's not going to get too confusing with both decks being in black sleeves, but I really didn't have that many other extra color choices. So plenty of basics on this side. And considering I only have one water energy, let's go ahead and start off with the heavy hitter Reshiram, and then I'll bench the Growlithe. You know, I don't remember if there was the evolution of Pansear in the deck, so I'm going to hold that in my hand maybe until I get a communication. So we'll set out 6 prizes on this side. And since I'm playing against myself, we'll just roll 1 die on either side, and highest one goes first. So, looks like Reshiram is going first. Draw for the turn. Drew the fire energy, so we'll go ahead and attach that. And I'm going to go ahead and play the energy search, because with theme decks you don't get a lot of options. So basically I want to, you don't get a lot of options as far as shuffling through and choosing things in your deck, so I want to be sure that I'm whittling away as much as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and go with another fire energy, and I put the fire energy in my hand. And while I'm in here, I'm also going to use the heavy ball to search for a Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more. And I'm going to go for that Arcanine since I already have a Growlithe in my hand. Alright, so those go in the discard pile. I've already attached for my turn. And I can't do anything with that Vanillish right now since I don't have a Vanillite. And I can't attack, so I'll pass. Draw, and great, I've drawn to a basic Pokemon. And there is a Weavile in the deck, so I'm going to do pretty much the same thing like I did on that first turn. I'm going to energy search. And, well, my concern with Shanks is that I don't want to start attacking Reshiram until I can do a lot of damage, otherwise he's just going to hurt me more. So I'm going to kind of run through things. Luxio has a free retreat, so maybe it won't be so bad to actually attack him. I'll go ahead and go with the dark energy since I have plenty of lightning in my hand. And I'll go ahead with Level Ball, and I get a Pokemon with 90 HP or less. And I'm thinking I want to go for the Luxio. But Weavile has one too, but Weavile really only does something good if he's got a Pokemon tool attached. So yeah, I think I'll go with the Luxio. So the darkness energy and the Luxio go to my hand. Those go to the discard pile, and we'll shuffle these up. And here's the question, do I want to start attacking? Yeah, the most you could do to me next turn be 40, and I can always retreat. Luxio isn't even really good. Oh well. Alright, so we'll do that, and I'll do Jump On, and since I flipped heads, it does 20. Draw for the turn. Basculin. Go ahead and evolve that Growlithe to an Arcanine, and I'll attach a water energy to save the other fire energy in my hand for Arcanine, just in case. And there's nothing else I can do. So I'm going to Outrage for 40. Draw Lightning Energy. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve into Luxio. And good thing about that is I now have 3 retreat. So I'm going to attach a Dark to Sneasel, retreat back, and hope that I can maybe pull into a Luxray or something like that. And I'm going to use Corner for 10. And I know that just means that he's hitting me harder, but I really have no chance right now until I draw into something. So I draw into a Meowth. There's a Persian in the deck, so I'm going to bench that. And now I have an option. I can attach my Fire Energy and just knock him out in one go, but then I'd have to discard everything. So right now I'm just going to keep Outraging. And I'm going to use my attachment for the turn to attach to Arcanine. And then I'll Outrage for 50. I draw into another Shinx. So, not that great. Just going to add a Lightning right there. And right now I'm just going to keep whittling down at Reshiram. So Sneasel is going to do Corner again, bring him up to 40. Draw. Nice, into the Litwick. No energy though, so can't attach any energy for the turn. And I'll Outrage for the knockout. So prize is an Arcanine. And I'm going to promote my free Retreater, if I can move him. Draw. C-Dot. So, I don't really like the look of any of this, so I'm going to attach that there. I'm going to free retreat back. I'm really hoping to pull into a Luxray or something. And I'll do Trip Over, Heads, which is heads. It does a total of 20, so brings that up to 60. And I know that's just fueling the Outrage, but I have no other means of attacking right now. So, draw. And, well, no energy. So, yeah, nothing really else I can do, and I'll Outrage for the knockout. And, alright, that'll get me some energy next turn. So I'll promote the Luxio again, draw into another Luxio, and, I'll go ahead and do this. We'll attach there, and I'll do Quick Turn, flip 2 coins, only 1 head, so it only does 20, so I should have gone with the safer choice of Bite for 30. But I was trying to put as much damage on him as possible. And draw. Vanillite. I'll go ahead and bench that. And then I will play the Sillin to search for 3 basic energy. So I've got an Arcanine, I want to power that guy up. And I'll go ahead and get a Water Energy since I have a Vanillish in my hand, and we'll go with another Fire as well. And this is probably a good example of how pre-release games go. You get a Reshiram or a Zekrom or any basic Pokemon with a huge HP, and it's almost impossible just to take them out. You just have to slowly do what I'm doing and just whittle away at them, and as you can see, it's costing quite a few prizes. So these 3 go into my hand, that goes into the discard pile. I'm going to go ahead and attach a Water Energy to Vanillite. And, yeah, that's all I'll do for now. And I'll Outrage for knockout. Takes another prize, Fire Energy. Promote my free Retreater. And, alright, so I get a basic to stay in the game. Well, let's try this. Let's free retreat back and try another trip over. This is at 80, so if I can just keep on slowly getting the damage down, it only does 10. So, and I have no hand now. So draw, and the Reshiram deck has a huge hand. So I'll go ahead and evolve to Vanillish. And I don't even know what Vanillish's attack is. Icy Wind, flip a coin, possible paralysis. So that's definitely awesome. I'll attach a Fire Energy there. So I got plenty of energy. And I'll Outrage for knockout again. Bear Tick. So, pretty much hoping he's at 90. I have to top a basic Pokemon. And that's not a basic Pokemon. It's a Stadium. I can play Pokemon Center. I can heal 20 off of my bench. And that is the game. Well, 6. No, actually, I could be wrong. He's at 90, and if I flip both heads, that will knock out Reshiram. So let's try it. Only one head, so that brings it up to 100. Yeah, way too much. And I draw into another Vanillish. Just for fun, we'll attach one more energy to the Vanillish, fully powering it up, and we'll just Outrage to knock out the Luxio. So first game, complete sweep by the Reshiram deck. So I'll shuffle up real quick and be back for game 2. I'm back with game 2 of the Next Destiny's theme decks versus each other. The first game was a complete sweep by Reshiram, so let's go ahead and try game 2 to see if Zekrom can make an appearance. So there's that Luxray that I wanted all last game, but it looks like I do have the ability to get a Luxray up in this game. So I'm going to start off with that C-Dot and bench the Shinx, because I'm going to power this guy up. Yeah, Luxray is pretty powerful. I'm just going to need some time to get him set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And only one basic, a Vanillite. Alright. 2, 4, 6. Alright. Flip to see who goes first. Tie. And alright, Zekrom goes first. Draw for the turn. Potion. And I'll go ahead and attach to Shinx. And I'll pass. Draw. No basic. So I'll go ahead and attach the water energy. And because this is a theme deck, you pretty much want to play any supporter or trainer as you get them, just to take stuff out of the deck. You don't have much hand refreshers in this in a theme deck, so you might as well play everything when you can. So since I have Vanillish only needs 1 water, so we'll go with 2 fire and a water. Oh, and because I didn't really explain what I was doing. Playing Sillin, which searches for 3 basic energy cards. It's the new supporter in Next Destiny's. Pretty awesome. Alright. And a whole handful of energy, but very few Pokemon. Lovely. Alright, so I will beat for 10. Draw for the turn. I don't even have to use the communication. I draw into the Luxio. So that's pretty awesome. Luxray's most powerful attack does need 3 energy to attach. So I'll go ahead and attach a second energy there, and I will need to be pulling another one. So, I'm going to hang on to this Pokemon communication because I will have to put something back in the deck anyways. And I don't believe I have there's an evolution of that, of C-Dot in this deck. I don't think. So I'm just going to pass. Draw. At least I pull a basic. We'll attach a fire energy. And I will Icy Snow for 20. Brings him up to 30. And I draw into the energy I need. We'll evolve into Luxray, so I've got my 140 HP Luxray fully charged, ready to go. So, but I have no way to retreat C-Dot, so I'll have to pass. Energy retrieval, which does me no good considering there's no energy in the discard pile. So I'll go ahead and attach a water energy to Basculin. Yeah, unfortunately Basculin's weak to electric, so... Vanillite isn't. Basically, if I knock him out, he comes up, knocks me out. He comes up, unless I pull a basic, well, it looks like I'm kind of screwed either way. Well, let's just see what happens. So, we'll use Icy Snow or Beat, either way, for knockout on the C-Dot, and draw water energy, so that's not good. I draw, and Pokemon Center, so I can heal my bench, but I have no bench. And again, I want to hang on to this communication until I know, another line that I'm going to need. So, let's see. I can knock him out either way. Flash Impact or Crunch. So let's just go with Crunch for 80. And take my prize, Level Ball. Awesome. Put up my only bench Pokemon. And that is the game for the Reshiram deck. I can play the Sky Arrow Bridge, but I have no basics in my hand. And Baird Fang only does 40. Actually, it doesn't even do that because Luxray has no damage on him, so it does nothing. So I can bite for 10. Ouch. And I'll draw my card. I could play some stuff from my hand. I could search my deck with Level Ball. I could communicate this Raichu in for something, but there's no point. I can Flash Impact and use the weakness to knock him out, or I can use Crunch again. But either way, that takes him out. So that is a pretty quick game too. So again, we don't even get to take 6 prizes. The Zekrom deck, and Zekrom hasn't made a showing yet, completely dominates with an awesome Luxray line early in the game. So I'll shuffle up and we'll get on to game 3. So here is game 3 of the Next Destiny's theme decks. So first game was definitely in Reshiram's favor, second game in Zekrom's favor, but Zekrom never made it to the board. So hopefully this is going to be a much better, longer game. And oh, I do have a Nuzleaf evolves from C-Dot, so actually, this could be pretty nice. I've got a Nuzleaf line all ready to go. Yeah, so I think I'll start off with the C-Dot since he doesn't take too much to power up. And we'll bench the Sneasel and the Pikachu. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of cool. The 2 heavy balls in the deck, both at the top. And only starting Pokemon is the Basculin. And that could be interesting considering it's a electric deck. Alright, so Sia goes first. And looks like Reshiram's going first, rolling the high 6. And draws, oh awesome, into a Growlithe. So I know he's facing electric. So, well, yeah, let's go ahead and attach Basculin. Because Basculin can do some damage. And I'm going to use, well, yeah, I'm going to use both of my heavy balls. So I search out 2 Pokemon that have retreat costs of 3 or more. And I'm honestly not sure in this deck what that would be. So we'll just kind of look through everything. There's a Darumaka, Cubchoo, another Cubchoo. I tell you what, we're going to go for a Cubchoo Beartic line, I think, because he's weak to metal rather than electric. Alright, so we'll bench the Cubchoo. And I do have some energy in my hand to power up that Beartic. And I will bite with Basculin for 10. So now I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't have put him as my active because this is my first turn. He's going to knock me out next turn and I won't get a chance to evolve. So that's not good. Well, let's go ahead and play the Sillin. And we'll get 3 basic energy, a dark, a lightning, and another dark. So that was actually a big mistake on my part, starting off with a C-Dot. And I wish I had a Sky Arrow Bridge to retreat him right now, but I don't. So I can play the Shinx. I'm going to burn one of the lightning energy to retreat back to the Sneasel, and I'll end my turn. So I draw into the communication, which is pretty cool. We're going to evolve into Arcanine, we're going to evolve into Beartic, and I'm going to go ahead and attach a fire energy to Beartic, powering him up. And I'll use Bite for 10, because I can't use Bared Fangs. It only works if there's damage on the defending Pokemon. So, I'll draw. And, oh, well, now I have kind of a dilemma. Which I think this is what I'll do. I'll bench my new Seedot and attach there. That way he won't have that damage counter. Basculin won't affect him. So, and I'll pass. I draw into another Cubchoo, and I'll go ahead and attach that there. And I'm going to hang on to this communication Cubchoo combo, seeing what else I draw into that I may need it for. So I will use Bared Fangs now for 40, which brings him up to 50. Still short of knockout. I'll draw. Awesome. Evolve into Raichu. I'll evolve into Nuzleaf. And let's see. I can move energy around with Nuzleaf, so yeah. Let's do that. And I'll pass. So I know I'm giving up a prize, but that's alright. Let's see, Growlithe, I'll bench that. No energy to attach, so I can't do anything else, so I'll use Bared Fangs, or actually I can use Bared Fangs or Bite to knock out the Sneasel. And awesome, there's an energy. So I'm going to promote the Nuzleaf. Draw. Go ahead and start powering up my Raichu. And I'll use Surprise Punch for 20. Doesn't do too much, but it says that I move one energy attached to the defending Pokemon to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So I'm going to put it on this Growlithe, hoping he doesn't evolve into Arcanine, and see if that doesn't stall for a little while. Draw into a Lampent. So, I've got the fire energy. Question is, do I wait for the water so I can use Bared Fangs, or do I work on my bench? That one fire energy would be perfect if I had a Chandelure, but I can't remember if there's one or two communications in this deck. So that may not be the best option. And if I just attach the Basculin, he's just going to keep on pushing it to my bench. So, I'm going to attach this here, and I can always use that communication to go in for an Arcanine. So I'll pass my turn. Draw into a communication, but there's no Pokemon in my hand. So I'll go ahead and attach to Raichu, powering him up even more, and I'll Surprise Punch to bring him up to 40. Draw into another Fire Energy, which I'll go ahead and attach there. And I may have to use this communication to get another Arcanine, but I'm still going to hold out just until I absolutely need it. And I'll pass. Draw into another communication, but no Pokemon. But I'll attach the Dark Energy to fully power up the Raichu, and I'll Surprise Punch again. Draw and a Darumaka. That really doesn't help me whatsoever because there's no evolution of Darumaka in this deck, so I'll just pass. Sillin, this is good. Get some other energy. And let's see, Lightning. Go with the Dark. In case I pull a Pokemon, I can... Actually, yeah, we'll go with 2 Lightnings and a Dark. If I pull another Pokemon, I'm probably definitely going to get that Zekrom out. Yeah, he's my heavy hitter. I'm going to need him to take out that Beartic or the Arcanine, just because they have such high HP. Alright, and let's see. I have not attached for my turn yet, but well, let's go ahead and see if we can start powering up the Shinx. In case I get a Luxray out, and I'll Surprise Punch for the knockout. Draw my prize, another Shinx. Alright, so what does Beartic do? Damage can be reduced. Yeah, I think I'll go with the Beartic. Draw. Awesome, Litwick. And no energy to attach yet. But that's great because if I just draw one Pokemon one fire energy, that means I can have access to a Chandelure. So I'm going to go ahead and use Daunt, which does 40, and next turn attacks are reduced by 20. Although I do need to pull an energy just to be able to attack with this guy, so that's kind of disappointing. Draw into an energy. Go ahead and actually, no, we're going to take that back because I pulled the Shanks off my prizes, so I'm going to use communication to put Shanks in. And do I go for the big Zekrom or do I try and power up a Luxray? I think we're going to go with the safer bet of Zekrom. Continuously being able to Bolt Strike against a theme deck can be very damaging. And then I will attach for my turn there. And I'll use Surprise Punch to move one of those fire energies. You know what? We're going to pile him all up on the Growlithe. I don't want to have him power up that Arcanine, and I really don't want to help him with that Chandelure either. Oh, and it does 20. So, draw. Sharon, perfect. We'll draw 3. Okay, now we've got some interesting stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, it actually doesn't do 20 because Daunt reduced it. So, we're going to bench that Reshiram. We're going to attach the fire energy because we need to knock out that Nuzleaf. That Nuzleaf being able to move around energy like that is not good. Oh, while I'm in here, we need to evolve to Lampent. And I will use Daunt for the knockout. Take my next prize, which is a water energy. Very nice. And Zekrom is not quite fully powered up yet, so we're going to promote the Raichu. Draw. Go ahead and attach that. Now I have a couple of different options. I can Thunder Shock and try and paralyze him, but because he used Daunt again, it won't do any damage. Or I can Slam 80 times the number of heads on 2 coin flips, which I think is what I'm going to do. See if I get some good luck. So we'll Slam. Double Tails. It does nothing. So that really, really hurt. So there's Vanillish. Water energy does not help me. Well, yeah, actually, this could work. If I flip heads, I knock him out. And I'm still holding on to that communication because I want an Arcanine for here, but I want a Chandelure for here. Chandelure doesn't do me any good right now because I don't have a fire energy. So we'll go ahead and do, what is it? Ambush. So it does 60, flip a coin. If heads, it does another 30. Does 90, knocks it out. So that's some luck right there. Draws into the fire energy. Perfect. So I'm going to promote this Zekrom. I'm going to get rid of that Bear Tick. We're going to attach Darkness there so I can Bolt Strike. Use Pokemon Communication to throw in the Raichu. And let's see. Yeah, let's go for the Luxio. I think I just have that one type of Luxio. There are 2 different Luxio in the set. Yeah, they're both the same Luxio. Alright, so I'm going to use Bolt Strike for 120, which knocks him out, but also does 40 to myself. But that gets me a little bit closer in the prize count. So my prize is an Emolga, and I'm going to promote this Lampent, draw for my turn. Let's go ahead and communicate in Darumaka. And one thing I really hope, because I haven't really gotten to search my deck, is that Chandelure isn't prized. I just realized that good, it's not. That really could have screwed me up. The great thing about Chandelure is that for that one fire energy, it does 30 to the active and 30 to 2 of the bench. So, we will attach the fire energy, put that in the discard pile. I'll go ahead and put the Litwick on the bench in case I get another, there is another Lampet. And we'll do Flame Burst, which does 30 to the active, and 30 to 2 of the bench Pokemon, which I only have 2 bench, so does 30 to Luxio, 30 to C-Dot, which knocks C-Dot out, meaning this deck only has to take 2 more prizes to win. And he's got a 2-card prize lead. Even though that Zekrom is looking kind of formidable right now, he's, yeah, that 2 prize count lead is not good. So, I'll draw for my turn, and well, we'll bench the Emolga, and let's see, go ahead and put that there, and I have no choice. I have to Bolt Strike again to knock him out, otherwise he's just going to keep on spreading damage. Does more damage to myself, but I can't knock him out on Outrage. So, I'll Bolt Strike again, and knock out the Chandelure. And hit my prize, Nuzleaf. So, it's 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's clean this up a bit. So now let's take a look at the hand. I've got a Communication in hand. I can get that other... Well, actually, I can knock him out with just a Growlithe. So, we'll do that. We'll draw. And let's see, no energy, unfortunately. So let's play Communication. We'll throw in Darumaka. And we want another Arcanine. Unless it's prized. And it's prized! Oh no! Okay. Let's see. Plan B. I don't really know what Plan B is. Lampet needs 2 energy. What else do I have in my hand? Vanillish only needs 1. Cubchoo. Do I have another Beartic? Let's see. Might just go with the Vanillite. Yeah. Looks like I'll have to go with the Vanillite. Unfortunately, I'm not drawing an energy, so this might actually turn the game around in Zekrom's favor. Alright, so we'll bench that, and I'll use, what is that, Combustion? Yeah, Combustion for 20, which knocks out Zekrom. So, he only has to take 1 more prize. Ah, Fire Energy. Perfect. Let's see. Let's bring up my Luxio. Draw. Okay, Lightning. Well, Growlithe has a very intimidating 80 HP for a basic. He's doing 20 every turn, so let's do this. And we'll use Bite for 30. I'm not going to take a chance with any more coin flips. Draw. Oh, perfect! Energy Retrieval. That probably just clinched the game. We'll take a Water and a Fire, which means I now have enough energy in my hand for Reshiram. So let's start building him up. If I can stay alive for 3 more turns, and this looks pretty obvious that that's going to happen by the Reshiram, he's got the game. Growlithe will do Combustion, bring him up there. I'll draw into a Shinx. He'll stay alive next turn, so I'll do Quick Turn, or not Quick Turn, Bite again to bring him up to 60. Draw into the Fire Energy. And there's really not much that Zekrom can do right now except just watch. I'll evolve Vanillite. We'll Combustion again for another 20. Still alive. I'll draw. Not drawing energy though, so I'll free retreat just to stay alive and promote the Mulga, but I can't attack. So right now Zekrom's hoping that it doesn't have the energy in hand, but as you know, he does. So we attach the final energy. We're going to pay that 2 retreat cost to go back to the bench. We'll promote the Reshiram, and we will Blue Flare. The name escaped me for a moment. But we'll Blue Flare for 120 knockout and the last prize, which is the Arcanine that we wanted. So that was a much better game, kind of showed you a little bit more of the deck's potential. But again, we still didn't see a lot of the supporters. There's Juniper in the decks, didn't see any of those. So maybe I'll do one more game just for fun. Since the first 3 games were so fast, I thought I would do one more just to see if we can get another good long game in. And there are some Juniper in these decks, we just really haven't seen them. So let's go ahead and start with the opening draw. And yuck. I don't really like any of this, but we'll go ahead and do that. Doesn't look like Zekrom got a really good start. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Well, decent start. 4, 6. Alright, so he goes first. That's a 5 on this side, a 6 on this side. So Zekrom's going first. Draw. We'll bench the Blitzel, even though there's no Zebstrika. We'll do an energy search for, let's go with another Lightning. And we'll do corner for 10. Draw. And there's a water energy. We'll also do an energy search for a fire. And let's see. I'm going to hang on to that heavy ball, I think, for now. Yeah, till I see what I really need with it. And we'll use Bite for 10. Draw. Let's go ahead and let's do a Mulga. Maybe. Oh, no. Let's do Blitzel. And I'll corner again for 10. We'll bench a second Litwick, just because there are multiple Lampent. We'll evolve that Lampent. I think Chandelure has a retreat cost of 3, so Heavy Ball won't be able to search it out. And we'll use Basculin's Bared Fangs for 40. Draw. We'll bench that Pikachu. And let's do this. Let's not give him a free prize. We'll bring up Blitzel. We'll Thunder Jolt for 60 because of weakness. Flip a coin. It's heads. So if it had been tails, I would have done 10 damage to myself. But Zekrom deck gets the first knockout. Nuzleaf, which isn't very helpful. We'll promote the Lampent. We'll draw into an Arcanine. Let's go ahead and use that Heavy Ball so we can see if we can get something useful. Maybe I can get a Cubchoo Beartic going. That was very helpful in last game. Yeah, Chandelure has 2, so let's go with the Cubchoo. And what does this do? Oh, I can discard an energy card. So we'll attach a water. Well, actually no. We'll attach a second fire since I only have one water in my hand and I may need that for Cubchoo. And we'll do Ember for 40. Flip a coin. And if heads, I discard an energy card. So that hurts. Draw to another energy. Now I have to attach to myself though to be able to keep on attacking. So we'll do that and Thunder Jolt. It's tails, so I do 10 to myself and 30 to Lampent. I draw into a Vanillish. Let's go ahead and attach that to Cubchoo. And we'll use Ember again. And another heads. Ouch. In theme decks, the big thing is energy attachment. You really have to savor every energy attachment per turn. Actually, it didn't even matter. That knocked him out. So, pull a Darumaka off my prizes, and we'll go with the Pikachu. And my hand's not looking very good at all. Not much energy there. Oh, at all. So let's hope for a paralysis. Thundershock and tails. Oh, that hurts. Bring it out to 40. We'll draw the Meowth. Still no energy, but we'll do Ember again for 40. And flip. Tails. So I get to keep my energy. C-Dot. Okay. I have the Nuzleaf, just no energy. So we'll Thundershock. Tails again. Oh. Just does 10. I draw. And yeah, let's add this on to Cubchoo. Still nothing else I can do there. And I'll do Ember for the knockout. So, ooh, Sky Arrow Bridge. Oh geez, I've really got nothing in my hand. So I'll put my highest HP Pokemon out. I'll draw into Zekrom, which is great if I had energy. So I have to pass. Oh, draw into Meowth, or Persian, but I have no energy to attach. I will Ember for 40. Draw. Again, not helpful. No energy, so I have to pass. I draw into Sillin, so perfect for this deck. Let's search out some energy. Let's do that, and that, and that. We'll attach a water there. And I'll do 40 to knock out the Emolga. And, well, do I let it start taking damage or do I wait and hopefully draw energy? Let's put out Pikachu. Draw. Ouch. Oh, I could have evolved. Still would have only been alive for 2 turns, same as Pikachu, so I'll have to pass. Draw into Pansear. I really don't want to put the Sky Arrow Bridge out because I don't need to retreat and I don't want to give my opponent that benefit. My opponent being myself. We're actually going to attach that fire energy to the Litwick on the bench. And I'll Ember for 40. Where is the energy? Wow. We'll bench that Shanks. We'll evolve. Whoops. Wrong Dark Pokemon there. And I'll have to pass. And did I even attack last turn? I don't even remember. We'll bench the Growlithe. I think at this point the Reshiram deck is so far ahead that there's just no hope. And we'll Ember for knockout. Energy retrieval. And we'll put up a Nuzleaf. Yeah, there's really no hope because I just can't draw energy. Heavy Ball. So we'll search for a Beartic. And attach an energy there. Do I have I've got 1 energy in there. I'll wait till I get another one in there before using my energy retrieval. Use Ember for 40. Draw into no energy. Pass. Another Litwick. I don't think I have any energy now, but that's okay. I'll just wait. Ember. Knock it out. And here's my only hope. Zekrom. Draw. Well, Level Ball. I can search for anything with less than a 90 HP. Can't really think of anything that's going to help me now. I see a Juniper. Would love to have a Juniper right now. Probably should have promoted that Luxio since I had free retreat. But that's alright. Let's just go with this. So a Weavile sees play. Why not? I really don't think that there's anything Zekrom can do. It's down by 4 prizes. And it's forced yet again to pass. Oh, well, that's actually even better. Let's see. Actually, that's game. I can attach. No, let's attach that there. We'll evolve to Arcanine. And I'll use Flame Burst as 30 to the active, as well as 30 to 2 of the bench Pokemon. And, oh, actually it's not game yet. We'll put 30 on Weavile. It's game next turn. And draw for my turn. Here, we're back with Game 5, and the last game that I'm going to play with these same decks. If Zekrom can't see his Juniper on this game, then it just wasn't meant to be. And let's see, we'll go with... We'll do that there, that there. 4, 5, 6... 7. Start off with the Meowth, I think. Because if I can get a Chandelure up, that Chandelure is really what ties, I think, this deck together with on the Reshiram side. Alright, so Zekrom goes first. Draws into Energy Search. Would have loved to have that last game. Let's go ahead and start doing damage. I'm going to go use Energy Search as well as my supporter, my Mycilin. And you know what? I'm going to use my Level Ball too. So I'm going to search for 4 basic energy as well as a Pokemon with 90 or less HP. And you know what? We're going to go for the Weavile, the Dark, into... Oh, I get 4. That's right, I get 4 energy. Let's go with another Lightning. So that got 5 cards out of my hand. So that should be enough to really draw into some good stuff throughout this game. Salt Corner for 10. And I have an Energy Search as well. So interesting. Go ahead and attach a fire for the turn. We'll Energy Search. Why not? Go for a water. I have a fire in my hand, so it's alright. And I really don't want to play my Sky Arrow Bridge until I need it. I don't want to potentially help out my opponent. So I'm going to hang on to that. And I will double scratch for nothing. 2 3s, which are tails. Alright, so we'll evolve into... Actually, no, I don't want to evolve yet because there's no Pokemon tool attached. That attack would do nothing. So I don't want to do that yet. But I can Energy Search. Oh no, my Juniper's on the bottom of the deck. I want to see that Juniper, so let's get it more into the center of the deck. Although with shuffling, I could very easily just bring it right back down. Put that in my hand. And I will scratch for 20, bringing Meowth up to 30. Draw. Oh, that's kind of a nice draw. To Lampet, we'll attach. And I will go with double scratch again. I'll get 1. Draw. Pokemon Center would help if I had a bench Pokemon that was damaged, but not so much with my active, so I'm gonna play another Darkness Energy, even though he doesn't need it, but just because I might need the Electric more for the Shinx. And I'll do Fury Swipes, 30 times the number of heads, and I flip 3 coins. So that's 1, 2, so that does 60, which knocks out Meowth. Pull into a Raichu, bring up Lampent, draw. This may not be good for this deck. If they flip 3 heads on the next turn, that will kill the Lampent and be the end of the game. Because I have no other basic Pokemon in my hand. Wow. Yeah. So it's kind of an interesting twist. But we'll hope for some luck. Ember. It's Tails. So I do 40, which brings him up to 50, but I don't discard any energy. So I draw to Scraggy. And let's go ahead and start working on, whoops, there goes some dice. That Shinx. I'm going to play the potion, bring him down to 30. And let's go for Fury Swipes. 3 heads, and Lampet's knocked out. Only 1, so Lampet's, Reshiram deck stays alive for another turn, and there's a Pokemon Communication. Now, I could do a few things. I could get my Chandelure out, or I could get a basic Pokemon out and start powering it up. So we're going to throw out in the Beartic the only card the one Pokemon I actually have. And what am I... You know what? Where's the Reshiram? There's the Reshiram. I'm going to hope that Lampent stays alive for another turn. I'm going to attach. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to play the Sky Arrow Bridge, retreat back, and sit there. And I'm going to let him damage me and essentially fuel up my outrage. So I'm going to draw. And, interesting. Nothing really helpful. So, we'll do that on the Scraggy. And I really don't know what to do. But I'm going to take advantage of that Sky Arrow Bridge and retreat back. And then I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to play my Pokemon Center, which knocks out the Sky Arrow Bridge. And now that Weavile's on the bench, I can heal him down to 10. So then I'll use Shinx's Jump On to just do 10. I draw, and alright, so Reshiram's coming back, pulling another basic. We'll go ahead and attach water, and I'll outrage for 30. I draw another Shinx, so I'll play that on the bench. I'll use Pokemon Center to heal my Weavile. And, you know what? I'm gonna retreat. I'm gonna retreat to Weavile. And I'll do Fury Swipes for 30. Brings him up to 40. Draw into not really anything helpful. Alright, so we're gonna play it a little risky. I'm going to attach the energy for my turn. I'm going to use Blue Flare for 120 to knock out that Weavile. And I have to discard everything, but I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to slow him down. So, bring up Scraggy. I'll draw. We'll communicate in my Raichu. We'll go with the Scrafty. And unfortunately, Hammer Kick doesn't do me any good. Well, it still does more. It does 50. That means he's going to be doing 110 to me. But if I do Rockhead, yeah, I think that's my hope. We'll attach one here for my turn. We'll heal this down to 10 with Pokemon Center. And I'll do Rockhead for 20. And then next turn, anything done to Scrafty is reduced by 20. So I'll draw to Sillin. We'll get some more energy out of the deck. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. It didn't seem like the camera was running, so I want to make sure it was still recording. So we went for a water and 2 fire. And I can play the energy retrieval really any point, so we'll go ahead and attach that. And so I'm doing 80 with Outrage, but it's reduced down to 60 because of Rockhead. I don't think there was anything else I could do on that turn. I could bench that. Well, I'll just wait. I technically already announced my attack, so Zekrom's turn. Let's see. See, 50. Still not quite enough for knocking him out. But I really want him to stay alive, so I'm going to attach and retreat back to Shinx, and I know that's going to knock Shinx out, but I'm really hoping to keep Scrafty alive. So I'm going to use Pokemon Center to bring him from 60 down to 40, and then I'll use Jump On for just 10. So I was hoping that would do a little more damage, but unfortunately not. Alright, so draw. Another energy retrieval. Again, really don't need it at the moment. Let's see, in case I can get that Chandelure, let's go ahead and get another water energy onto there. Because I can knock this guy out with Outrage. I don't want to attach another energy here until I absolutely need it, so I don't want to waste it. So we'll Outrage Shinx for the knockout. That's the stage 1. And, I have 50 left. Yeah, I think I made him. Yeah, last turn, I think this guy had fewer remaining HP. I could have knocked him out last turn. That was a huge misplay on my part. But let's see if I can pull out of it. We'll Level Ball for Luxio. Go ahead and do that. Attach. We'll reduce. And I'll do Quick Turn. Hope for some lucky heads. And only one, so it does 20. Draw. Darumaka, which isn't necessarily helpful. But I can still get a knockout off the Outrage, so I'll go ahead and start powering up my Growlithe. And I'll Outrage for knockout. So, yeah, Reshiram is sweeping again. And Zekrom has no hand, so I draw. It's not good. To a Scraggy. 679. But luckily... Actually, no. That's not good at all, because I had to pay all that energy to retreat. I can no longer Hammer Kick. So that might have just lost me the, that misplay probably lost me the game. So Rockhead, I can do 20, and yeah, we'll just throw that there and reduce by 20, but that really doesn't matter. Vanillite, and we'll go ahead and attach that there, and I'll Outrage for knockout. Persian. So hopefully I top a Juniper. No. Potion, which does me no good here. And I have to pass, which Heavy Ball, doesn't matter, Outrage wins the game. So I think what you can see, even with that misplay, we can kind of look at what my pulls would be, because Lampent could still have attacked. So we could say that Reshiram was knocked out, but as you can see, I really wasn't going to be drawing into much to continue going. There's a Zekrom. Well, I could have gotten the Zekrom earlier with communication. But again, did not see either of the Juniper in this deck. So very, very interesting. And I would definitely say that the Reshiram deck is the stronger deck because of, not only is Reshiram a really strong Pokemon, because Zekrom is, I'd say equally strong Pokemon. They have their pros and cons. But this Chandelure is also a very strong attacker. There's some other strong attackers in here. Beartic is pretty awesome. Arcanine isn't bad either. But I think it's that Chandelure being able to spread the damage that really makes the Reshiram deck more superior. In this deck, you've really got the Zekrom is really your big one. Luxray is an awesome attacker, but it's a stage 2, which means it's going to be very difficult to get out. Raichu is okay, but its HP for a stage 1 is not very high. Same thing with the Scrafty and the Weavile. They're stage 1s, but unlike the stage 1s in this deck where they're 120, these are only 90. So I think that's really where your difference comes in. So if you're going to choose a theme deck just based on which one is better as far as playing, I'd definitely go with the Reshiram. Chandelure is an awesome Pokemon, and the Chandelure is definitely a card to have more of. So that's my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed all these games, and if you made it through all 5, more power to you. Thanks.